Morning, 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 morning. No rest for the wicked in this household. Welcome back to another video. You can see I've not even had a shower yet. I've not even got ready. The treble winners wait around for absolutely no one. Stephen here, back with another video. You all good? Are you all well ahead of today's game? Please do give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I need one more subscriber to get to 67,700. 300 off 68,000. We could do it. We can do it. We can get there. How are you all doing? Are you well today? Of course, I had to go live because there's a bit of breaking news this morning. A bit of breaking news about Dani Olmo, which I'll get onto in a minute. This video, by the way, is sponsored by Circle. A quick shout out for that. I haven't added it into the link in the description. I feel like I probably should do that right now. I forgot to do that. But if you want to check out Circle, Circle is a really fun sweepstake game for a little bit of kind of added spice to when you're watching the games. You can get involved. The way it works is like a little kind of pot shifts around. You get a chance to win some money. For the 5-match millions, all you got to do is pick 5 numbers across 5 games, and fingers crossed, if you get a little bit lucky, you could win £1 million, which of course is an awful lot of money. You can click the link in the description below. UK base and 18 plus to enter. And we've got a special pot going as well for the Women's World Cup final, where they're also putting £2 every £2 entry as money for charity, so you can go and check that out if you want to. Circle, link in the description below. I'll be covering it during the preview as well. But let's jump over to the breaking news. Also, the first super chat of the day, actually, nice and early from Mark. Are you legend, mate? Mark's an absolute legend. It's always appreciated, by the way, massively appreciated. Every little donation like that, it helps support what I do, and I do appreciate it. I've been putting so much effort in recently with the videos, so I hope you're enjoying the new content, the new thumbnails, all the guests I've had on the channel. I've had Amos, I've had Vizzy, I've had Alex Hurst from Newcastle fans, I've had Leas from SDS. I'm doing constant collaborations and enjoying it. Mark said, Steve, as I said, I didn't want Paqueta, but Olmo, sign me up. Mark, who predicted that we'd win the rest of them last year. He thought we were going to do the treble. Mark likes this guy, and if Mark likes this guy, I like this guy too. It's as simple as that, Mark. I trust you, mate. I trust you, my friend. Mark is a very happy man this morning, and there is some legs in this. I'll get to the quotes in a minute, but this does feel, it feels pretty big news potentially, because it feels well-sourced. It does feel well-sourced. Do say hello in the chat, by the way. It is good to see some friendly faces there. It is massively appreciated. Who we got in the chat this morning? We got Jason. We've got John Cotier. We got Josko Vardial's there. I love it. Morning, Josko, as always. He's always in my videos, Josko. It's very kind. Alav, Alfie, Konip, Simon, Adster, my man, Cosmos, Manq, Mihal. We got loads of people. We've got loads of people. And people seem very happy about Dani Olmo. So I'll jump over to the report. It comes from a very good source. Your man, Martin Blackburn at The Sun. Martin is up there with your Jack Gorns and so on, people like that. He's very connected. He's the North-based football writer for The Sun newspaper. And he is in that press pack. And what I mean by that, there are a certain bunch of journalists who get these scoops because they are very close to the club. And they are very much like, they're tier 1, basically. Tier 1. He's tier 1 level journalist. He really is. And Martin said that City are plotting a move for Dani Olmo, with a move for Lucas Paqueta now highly unlikely. RB Leipzig will demand 68 million for the midfielder, as per Martin Blackburn there. And that's interesting. That's interesting because obviously we know that City are interested in him in general. This isn't a new name, you know. We've seen him linked before. We know he apparently he's really good friends as well with Vardial, which is interesting according to Bree in the chat. I don't know, but that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We know as well that he can do it against Man City. We've seen him. I remember when he was at Zagreb as well, when he scored a great volley against us. City extra treat as well, apparently. Let me just double check over there on the aggregators. Let's have a check. Yeah, there we go. It's the same thing. He has got a release clause of £51 million, apparently, which won't kick until next summer. But this is why we could actually get him for a bit, he's more expensive, but why we could get him for a reasonable price in today's market. Told me the resident in the know. I actually tweeted this yesterday. Apparently, he said this on a forum on Blue Moon. We asked about Olmo at the same time as Vardial. He said this a while back, actually, to be fair to him, in July. He did say as well, he actually said, anyway, that's interesting. He said, this is a bit of news, by the way. He said City would be back for Paqueta once his problems are resolved. No time on that, but would be a 30 million cheaper next summer. Pep's a long time admirer, and City know he had his heart set on the move. Interesting, by the way. Interesting. But anyway, told me actually when and went and said last night, where is it? He actually said Olmo's got a 57 release clause, which only becomes active June the 30th, 2024. City asked about his situation last month. Cheeky knows Breadball will listen to a 70 million plus offer. So he was first on this, told me, to be fair to him. People say he doesn't know his stuff, but he actually he was first on this. So fair play to him. And he said this morning, Red Bull will deal him Olmo this window, despite public statements. If City come with the same money as Paqueta, as 85 million, interest is genuine. Okay, that's a lot of money. I don't know. But either way, all these things are starting to line up, and Martin Blackburn's corroborated it too. We will see. Another super chat, this time from Amara Riff. My friend, thank you for the super chat once again. It's appreciated. He did say his injury record is awful, misses 20 games on average. Okay, let's go and check this out. Okay, fair enough, mate. Let's find out about his stats over his career. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you if that's true or not. Let me jump over. And thank you for the chat, mate. It is appreciated. Let's jump over and have a look. So here's his professional career. 25 years old, by the way. He'll be 26 at the end of this season. Spanish international, 5'10", so he's not tiny. Been at Leipzig since 2020. 31 games and 6 goals for Spain internationally. Been involved at every level for youth football for them. It was a surprise when he joined Zagreb, Dynamo Zagreb, as 16 years old in 2014. I think was he La Masia trained? He was. He's from the famous La Masia Academy. Anyway, let's have a look at his actual stats. Okay, 23 games last season. Okay, he missed a few. 19, yeah, fair enough. I think he was breaking through the Bundesliga that time. Yeah, that was a January transfer by the looks of it. I think it was 32 in one season. Okay, his injury record. Well, he's not played. He's played 31 games, 46 games. Okay, let me have a look at Dani Olmo transfer market. Let me have a look at his injury record. Let me check. Okay, maybe his injury record isn't great, but at the same time, where's his injuries? Where's his injury history? Here we go. So he tore a muscle in January. He was out for 35 days, but that was 2023. You also had a ruptured. You did get an injury as well, 49 days in 2022. So, okay, so he had a couple of bad injuries last season. He did have a couple of bad injuries last season. Can't deny that. He had a cold at one point. I mean, we should call it off. This man he has COVID as well. Call him off. And he had a couple of injuries as well. Where, yeah, to be fair, he did a couple of injuries in 21, 22. So he's had a few injuries recently. I mean, Erling Haaland did as well. So not everyone who's injury prone at one point will end up being injury prone again. It is worth bearing in mind. Also, we would never have signed Gundogan. So look, it isn't ideal, but if you can be fit until January, that's sort of what we need. That's what we need. It's a nice little profile, by the way, over on the Bundesliga website about him. He was top scorer of his age in 4 of his 6 seasons at La Masia. I was surprised he left, man. He just wanted to go and play football, and fair play to him. Look, I know he's a really smart player. Of course, he scored as well. Plenty of goals as well against Bayern the other day. There's an interesting quote here, by the way, from Leipzig's manager, Marco Rose. He said, as far as Olmo's Man City goes, I could say never ever, but I won't say it. Look, that's interesting for me. He's not ruled it out, and there's how many days of the window left? 11 days of the window, and he's not ruled out the transfer. Look, the fact that he's even acknowledging it, to me, suggests that there's something here, isn't there? There is something here with this one. You can't deny it. City probably do think, look, if he's got a 50-something million release clause next year, someone probably will activate that. And they probably think, right now, if we can get 70 million for him, I would rather have the 70 million now. Because Leipzig are a selling club. They would never admit it. They would never admit it, but they are sort of a selling club, and everyone has the price, as Jason said, rightfully so. So if they can get him in right now, get 70-odd million now, and get 15, 20 million extra compared to last year, I think they would do it. And they know that we've got the money, and I think they would take it. They're not going to ask for 100 million. They're not stupid. But I think they'll somewhere between what we would have paid for Paqueta and his release clause for next year would work. Curtis with a super chat saying Cheeky's not a fraud. Olmo would be insane. Now, I've not actually chatted about Paqueta since that video yesterday. I did actually mention it in the match preview. But basically, obviously, it seems that the Paqueta deal was basically done, by the way. It feels like we had it pretty much wrapped up for around 80 million quid. And of course, that news came out. Have you seen the news, by the way? You've obviously seen the news about the betting stuff. But have you seen the footage and you've seen the tweets and everything? Oh, it does not look good. Who was it yesterday? I think Brillo was in the chat saying, I'm not calling you out, mate, but you were being like, oh, it won't be a big deal. You'll be innocent. I'm sorry, mate. That man is done. He is done. I mean, like when you realise what's going on, apparently there was like married bets in terms of where bets that match up with another Brazilian footballer, Enrique, over at Real Betis. They both had to get booked on the same day. Paqueta's and Enrique's family both put loads of money on it. And it was odds on and all this kind of stuff. And then they both got booked. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, he's not a fraud. Olmo would be insane. He'd be a really good signing, mate. He really would be. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Paqueta. It really doesn't. So to me, I really like Olmo. I think he's a really smart footballer, highly technical. You know, he scores goals as well. He's not a great goal scorer, but he's a scorer of great goals. By the way, he's got like a special goal in him, and he's really highly technical. There's a magic to his game which I can't deny. You know, he's scored some wonderful goals of his time. Let's have a look at his little kind of profile here on the Bundesliga website. I think it's interesting to take in. You know, let's have a look. So he showed his talents, blah, 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 blah. He was named Croatia's Player of the Year and helped Spain win the Under-21 European Championship, scoring 3 goals in the tournament, including the one in the final. He's got big goals in him. Player of the Year in Croatia in 2019, which is obviously really impressive. Champions League debut, scoring 34 goals in 124 games and 28 assists. So that's, quick maths there, 62 goal involvements in 124 games. Literally bang on 50% of his total there. So is that right? My maths there? Yeah, it is right. So 62 goals in 124, literally 0.5 goal assists per game. So that's obviously really impressive for Zagreb. He was really impressive for them. And of course as well, that then made a move to Leipzig's, Nagelsmann's Leipzig at the time. And he got a number 10 role. And he did well there as well. He did really well, of course. And he's done really well at the start of the season. He's scoring a hat-trick against Bayern. According to the Bundesliga, he plays a bit like a young Luka Modric. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. He can drive at goal. He can dribble at people. He's versatile. He can play in a variety of positions. I think he's a really good footballer. To me, he hits that sweet spot. And I think there's a sweet spot in general of footballers where, like, where we know how much they can improve, if you know what I mean by that. Like, I feel like Guardiola finds that sweet spot of very good footballers who he can turn into world-class footballers. And that's where he's at for me. I feel like Rodri was a good example. Rodri was a very good footballer who went world-class, you know. And you see Ruben Diaz, very good footballer. Okay, very good footballer. They went world-class. This is what Guardiola's really good at doing. Gundogan was an excellent footballer, but he got better. He went better. David Silva got better. De Bruyne got better. He's very good at this. And I think Olmo is the exact kind of technical player that Guardiola would turn into an absolute monster. He's creative. A very creative Megan, yeah. And of course, he's Josko's friend as well. Even his YouTube compilation is mad. I'm not sure I agree with that. I was watching one. I went for a walk this morning. I saw this news. I was watching one on the way back. He seems exciting to me. I think he's a really good player. I just trust it. Mark with a super chat during a very important distinction here about Ivan Toney. He said, Ivan Toney got done for gambling, which you're not allowed to bet on, but Paqueta is literally fixing a bet. Might be harsh, but you can ban for life. You know, it's genuinely good. This is why City pulled out. This is different to Ivan Toney's. This is not a few months ban. This is a criminal offence. Like, what Ivan Toney did isn't a criminal offence. It's just against the rules of the competition, but it's not legal to bet. It's just not allowed by the Premier League. But this is illegal in the court of law. It's fixing bets, potentially, allegedly, and so on. So this is why City backed off, because like this is like obviously, you know, it's serious stuff. So this is the distinction to make it. It's why City are backing off a little bit. If he gets cleared, maybe City will be back in for him, as people have suggested. But right now, obviously, City are backing out because he could be bloody in prison in a few months' time. So I get it massively. It's a very important distinction. So I like the idea of this. You know, like I still think, look, if you build the squad together, should we do the whole squad thing? You know, if we got what's going on with Doku, by the way, I'm going to presume he's coming still. I think he will do, hopefully. The only thing as well is that there's no complications now with the Paqueta thing with West Ham, that's done, innit? Let me just kind of build a squad again, because I like visualising the squad where it'd be if Olmo came in, And I like the sound of Olmo coming in. Also, he's versatile. He can play on the wing as well. So let's jump over here and do the whole squad builder thing again. It's my favourite thing to do. I don't know why. I just really enjoy thinking about what the squad could look like when we get the players in. Obviously, we go over here. We got Ed and Ortega. I don't know what I put. Then we got, obviously over here, it'll be Van Ake and D. Currently it's Laporte on that, if we're being honest. Then we got Stones, Kanj, Walks, Rico. Then over here we got Rodri, Philip. I'll put Calvin because it's easy instead of Phil. And then over here I guess it would be, I'll put Olmo, Cover, that already looks a lot more KDB when he comes back, Over here, Silva and Cole if he stays. What are you doing? This would be Jack, Doku maybe potentially, and then obviously Big Earl and Hooley. All of a sudden when you see this squad, that to me, Laporte will probably go, and Cole Palmer might go too, but it feels good, doesn't it? It feels good. It feels a lot more. Doku could be on the right as well, Harley, but Doku could be on both sides. By the way, that's why I put him there. I just put him. I put him just in the squad in general, just so he's like 2 on each side, if you know what I mean. But Doku can play on either side, and I suspect. That to me looks really good. It just looks really good. There's versatility there. You look at the midfielders here. Rodri, of course, wonderful. Calvin has to step up here. That's even without McAtee, Oscar Bob as well, of course. But Olmo is like, I like the versatility. They're all very different players. Olmo is more silky, gifted, creative, more through balls, more towards your Gundogan and your more towards David Silva, I would say, a little bit more than opposed to Gundogan. Not David Silva-esque, obviously, but a little bit, it's more towards that style. KDB and Foden direct, Cover and Olmo a little bit more calm, Jack controlled, Doku explosive and ridiculous, Bernardo tenacious and versatile and a great dribbler, Cole Amara's replacement. You get versatility there, Swap Olmo and Foden, Steve. Camry doesn't matter, they can be on either side. They can be it's just more of a listing, if you know what I mean. It's just more to put them where, wherever. Like Olmo I've seen Olmo, to be fair, I've actually seen Olmo in this channel an awful lot. I have actually seen him there. And I like Foden towards that side personally. I think he's better there. But it doesn't really matter. It's more the point of the squad depth, I think if we keep them, it looks really good. Like, I am very fine with this squad if we get it. I know KDB's injured, but bring Doku in, bring Olmo in. All of a sudden, Laporte might go as well, but that's a really good squad. It's more than enough, Even the Kanji's, look, we've got enough even with Laporte going. It makes an awful lot of sense, doesn't it? It's a good squad, and it's an exciting squad. Guys, please do hit the like button. Please do help support this video. Like, 67,700. Way. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. How many likes we're on? 64 likes. Nintendo 64 likes, and we got 337 people watching. Come on. Do your thing, people. Do your thing. Help support the channel. Get the likes up. We could do with Calvin Phillips stepping up, couldn't we, Mankey? We really could. Massively could do it. Anyway, things look good here, don't they? I hope this news is true. I think it is true. Things seem a lot more. It seems to make sense. I think they would accept that he would just go and they'd get the money for him. Martin Blackburn, I trust. Told me. I trust that this makes a lot of sense. Everything about Olmo, he's a goal scorer as well. I think City need the goals, It makes an awful lot of sense. But guys, just a quick video there talking about this guy. Let me know in the comments what you make of it. If you haven't already, please go check out some of the content I've done recently. I've done an opposition preview there with Alex Hurst from True Faith, a Newcastle United podcast. And of course, my match preview as well with my solemn looking face. Because I was a bit nervous. There's a Valentine Barco chat as well. 5 things learned from the other day. Of course, we've got this video, which we're doing right now. We're chatting right now. If you haven't already as well, you want to quickly go and watch the video I did with Leos the other day. Give that a watch if you want. For now, though, of course, please do go and check out Circle if you haven't already. There's a really special little bet on, of course, today with Circle, where you can kind of get involved. 1 second, let me jump over. Celebrate return to the Premier League. They've got a special offer. Buy 3 weeks of tickets for the 5 match millions for just £5. Choose a few numbers. Choose numbers across 5 games. Fingers crossed, if you get all 5 numbers in, you can win £1 million, which is obviously ridiculous. It's wonderful stuff. And the more numbers you get, the more chance you've got. You get more money you can earn as well. So fingers crossed. Apparently, there's been another tweet from City Extra as well. Let's have a look. They just twittered. Yeah, I already saw that quote, mate. We love football. I was chatting about it earlier. I was chatting about that quote earlier. He's on about this one here. City Report had already tweeted out. It's this one where he said, I won't say never ever. So basically, he's admitting they could go. But yeah, check it out. Also, Women's World Cup final. They're back in the pot of £500 prize. They're showing the support off the pitch as well. Every £2 entry because the charity supporting women's football. Check link in the description below. UK based 18+. Guys, thank you very much. I'll catch you later for the watch along, of course. I'll be live about 7:30. For now, though, love you all loads. In a bit. Bye-bye.